Guys, you will never know the joy of recording a video and then realizing that you had no audio. Yeah, my life. As well as Arsenal drawing and dropping points against Nottingham Forest. We also had Liverpool running out as 2-0 winners. I'm going to be covering all the details. It's going to be a slightly different video today just because, I mean, there's no point looking at the stats, guys. Come on. Like that Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest game was drab. It was drab. Arsenal had no real attacking threat, no attacking ability. Nottingham Forest didn't really have their shooting boots on either. And yeah, it was a drab match. Arsenal are going down the path that we knew they would go down eventually. No strikers, no signings. This isn't a surprise. And Liverpool are going to potentially just kick on and extend their lead. And champions elect, they deserve it. They've been the best side in the league. And you got to give your hats off to them first and foremost. I'm going to dive into Arsenal very, very quickly. And it's past this game. It's past this game. I think a lot of fans already knew it. They felt the feeling of it coming. The Leicester game gave a lot of us false confidence. Let's be honest with you, we got the win. It was poor performance. We were struggling to break down Leicester, for goodness sake. And we thought, you know what, we got the win. Moreno scored. Maybe this could be somewhere for us to generate goals and limp our way through to the Premier League season, to cut Liverpool's lead down. Yeah, not happening. Dream world. You're dreaming. Liverpool have been the best team, consistent. They can attack. They've got a solid defense. Us, on the other hand, we're limping. We're limping, and we've been left to limp by the board. We've been left to limp by all concerned, if I'm being honest with you. Not good enough. And it starts from the beginning of the season. You end the last season second place, a couple of points behind the league leaders. You should have won it. Arsenal did not take advantage of the opportunities that were presented in themselves. You move on. You get into the transfer window. Edu and Mikel decided we're going to spend our time hunting down a left back, hunting down the centre mid, and not focus on the attackers that we need. And if you did focus on the attackers, you didn't get your first choice in Sesko. Move on and find somebody, please, because you know the reason that we got locked out of the Champions League. You know there's the reasons why we drop points against the same teams that we always drop points against, the Fulhams, the West Hams. You know it. I don't have to say it. It's been consistent season on season on season. And in the summer transfer window, what did they do? Not what they needed to do. They got me Raheem Sterling. And again, I like Raheem Sterling. I think he's a Premier League legend. But please do not tell me that Arsenal needed Raheem Sterling to close the gap on Man City and potentially Liverpool, who had a strong last season as well. No, they needed a lot more, and they didn't do it. And then you have Edu resign. Edu, where are you resigning? Where are you going? Who said you could leave? You haven't finished your job. You haven't finished your mandate. You haven't delivered the quality of players, in my opinion, that we should be getting at this stage of our project. Yes, when we were getting the Ben Whites, and if I'm being honest with you, at the time, paying over the odds, over the odds for a couple of players. Yeah, we got Martin Odegaard and we got some, I would say, some potential throwaways. But in terms of real quality, world class players, yeah, I'll give it to you on the signing of Declan Rice. Again, some would say that we paid over the odds. I think he's an absolutely amazing player, and I've had no concerns about the price tag yet. But questions can be asked about our transfer strategy. It's been poor, and Edu leaves, runs off. We have 2 months before the January transfer window. Do the board do anything? I'll give you a guess. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. They haven't made a sporting director appointment. And I'm not saying you need to find someone, that may not be suited to the role, but there are people out there. If you saw how quickly Aston Villa moved for the person that they wanted, and the impact he's had on their transfers, you'd understand Arsenal could have done something. They're running the wrong way. They were looking at the wrong things. They weren't looking at the sporting merit of Arsenal going out in January and signing a player to give them a boost, even if it had a negative effect on the financials, and not even long-term financials in terms of what we want to do in the summer. Just current financials. They weren't going to do it. We have money in the bank. We do have money in the bank. We have wiggle room with PSR. There's no justification for Arsenal not moving or signing a player on loan or taking a punt or signing or at least getting an extra body. They didn't take any risk on this season. They didn't take a punt on this season. They just literally let it die. And so if Arsenal fans are disappointed, if they're moaning, if they're vented, I'm with you guys. I'm with you all the way, because how can you serve me that as an end of season and say, you know what, Ethan Wanyeri, 17-year-old, Raheem Sterling, broken down winger, Trossard, who we want to play as a false nine and then move back into the wing, Moreno, who's a 6/8, we're going to move and play up top. It's a joke. It's a joke. I watched today's game and all I had was apathy. Apathy. I just looked at this and said, What are we doing here? Let's wrap it up. You know, the best thing that happened to Arsenal was Liverpool beating Man City, because that put the nail in the coffin for 99.9% of Arsenal fans and pretty much the whole league. It's over. When they say, oh, Arsenal are falling off more from the title race is dead. The title race is dead. And I think I've come to peace with it. I've come to peace with it. Liverpool have been the best side in the Premier League. They deserve to be champions. Arsenal didn't do enough. You can talk about the red cards. Yes, impact. Is it the be all and end all as to why we are where we are? No. It had an impact, yes. Decisions made by Mikel Arteta have had an impact, 100%. There's times he shouldn't be starting Party at right back. He's done it time and time and time again in occasions where he shouldn't have. He's failed against and been dropped key points against the same team season on season, and sometimes even the same manager season on season. Marco Silva, Graham Potter. If it's not Brighton, it's West Ham. If it's not West Ham, it's Fulham. Teams who play a certain way and know how to set up themselves up against the team. Mikel Arteta is a quality manager, one of the best young managers in the world, and you can quote me on that. He knows how to build a great team, but what he needs is probably what he doesn't like, and he needs mavericks in his teams. He needs X factors. He needs game breakers. He needs people who will break out from the norm. Yes, the positional play is beautiful. Yes, when it comes off and you get the integral plays between Saka, Odegaard, Ben White, and you find someone in the box and or they're able to finish. Oh yes, amazing football. But that doesn't always happen. And in those games it doesn't happen. Arsenal suffered too many draws this season. Way too many draws. We've lost 3 games in this Premier League season. Just 3 games. But the amount of draws are unacceptable. Even the loss against West Ham, unacceptable. But clarity is beautiful. Knowing where we are and knowing that Premier League's gone, move on. You don't need the hope. It's fine. Gives me a lot more sense of peace. Arsenal have the Champions League to play for against PSV in the round of 16. There's no guarantee that they're going to beat PSV. PSV are a dangerous team. They beat Juventus. Why can't they beat Arsenal? Especially an Arsenal team who can't score. I see no reason why fans should go into that match overly confident when you can't score. First time since 22-23 season that Arsenal have gone back to back games goalless. Yeah, I just don't know what to say other than we've been sold down the river. To those who have supported, gone to games like myself, it's disappointing. But again, third year on the bounce, first year, unexpected. We weren't expecting to be there, had a great opportunity, didn't take it. Second year, we deserved to be there. We should have been there and we should have won and we didn't. And this third season, Man City had fallen off. If it was going to be anybody, as we said, pretty much any Arsenal fan said, if they're falling off, it's got to be us, and it wasn't us, and that is the dagger that is going to hurt so many Arsenal fans. Seeing Liverpool lift that trophy, 100% is going to hurt Arsenal fans, because if it wasn't the team that stopped us, it should have been us, and it wasn't, and that's going to hurt. But we didn't do our job in the summer. We didn't do our job in the winter. We've made a couple of crucial mistakes during the season. But for me, if I was to look at it, whoever's conducting transfers in Arsenal is the problem. They don't know how to conduct transfers. They don't know how to isolate and get the targets that they want. Edu, Mikel, whoever's involved, to whatever other lawyers are running Arsenal, they didn't have the push or the direction or the vision to get Arsenal what they needed. For me, it's been clear as day. You could have not strengthened the defense. You could have got a strong. You could have not strengthened the defense. You could have got a different profile in midfield. You could have definitely gotten your striker. You could have gotten a dynamic attacking winger. And I'm going to tell you now, Arsenal would be in a much better position than they are. Definitely. It's disappointing, but not surprising, guys. As I've said before, again, Liverpool run out 2-0 winners against Newcastle. Well deserved. Arsenal drawing 0-0. Guys, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I want to know your thoughts, your opinions. But for me, I'll go through the season supporting my team as I always will, but definitely disappointing. And yeah, how long can Arsenal keep going on like this before they lose some of their key players? I want to know all your thoughts, all your opinions, and I'll be chatting to you guys soon. Peace.